Welcome everyone. This is your host Vince with ABCDice. Out here today, it's Monday, May 19th, 5 p.m. We had a good group show up the other day. We had Red, Josh, Damien, and Enrique come in. We had a couple good sessions. It was hit and miss out there, but again, they thank you for them to coming out and actually practicing for our May event. TikTok and Texas Crab Shooters and ABCDice will be out there on in Lake Charles on May 28, 29, and 30. So today we just want to do it as a quick 1 hour session. Hopefully maybe 75 rolls or more. 20-second countdown. We got a table minimum of 2,000. Actually, a $15 table minimum with $2,000 bankroll. Again, this is just some practice for this May event, trying to get some warm-up time. And I had a couple new things out there. If you see down below, see down here in the screen, you should see a dice set. And we'll be able to tell you what dice set. So that wanted to test that out. So I'll start out an example. I will start out with the 6565 dice set. So you should be able to see on screen. If you see down below, that's the dice set I'll be using. So if I make any adjustments, you should be able to see them on there. How you doing? How you doing, Crampin' Camper? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thanks for joining us. So again, I'm testing a couple new things out. Again, that dice set, I have it on there, that icon, so y'all can see if a shooter, any guest, or myself, if we have any specific dice set, we can actually customize an example. I want to use the cross sixes. Let's say I want to use a 6564. We can do the 6564, and you'll be able to see the dice set out there. You'll be able to see that. So again, that's what I have it for, that way so you can actually see the dice set. So you should see the animations on there. So that's what I wanted to do. Stream today, practice a bit. So it'll be a $15 table minimum. Get your bets in there. And I'm working with a couple more changes into the actual OBS system. So again, that's what I'm doing. Practice a couple things. Table will not open. So let me see. Cramping. Let me see if what's going on. Let me double check, making sure that the link should be okay. I'll double check the link. The table will not open. All right, bear with me a second. Let me double check to see if the same is the URL is correct. It should be okay. I'm gonna mute the mic and double check the actual setup. So let me see. Actually, maybe I can do it from here. I should be able to check on from here on the URL. See. Oh. All right. Thank you, Crampin. So I made a small adjustment on the URL. Give it another shot. See if it opens up. Check out the URL. I think it should be okay now. I double checked. And check it out. Let's see if that shows up. It should be okay. All right. Again, this is a $15 table. Cramping, give it a shot. See if the URL shows up once again. I think it should be okay now. Give it another shot. Give it a little bit of time. Okay, let me go double check. See if Crapsee. I'm trying to double check to see if the URL is actually working. The volume is a little bit low. All right, we can bump that up a bit, or maybe you can just speak up. Oh, set it for 6 p.m. Eastern. Let me go ahead and if let me edit that. I should be able to change that. All right, Crampin. Thank you for the feedback. Let's see if that. Give it another shot, Crampin. Thank you for letting me know. I made some small tweaks. I should know better. I went to go check. It was military hours, and I'm a military guy. There we go. There we go, Crampin. I think you're on there. I think you're on there. I should know better of my military time. Should have been 1700. I did have it for a different time slot. But thank you for the feedback. I would not have known. Again, we're just practicing. No Crapsee in live tab. Oh, let me go with live chats. No Crapsee in live tab. All right, Crampin says all good. Thank you for the feedback. I'm not seeing a couple of things out here. Let me copy the code because I believe some messages I've not seen on here. That is it. Bear with me, folks. Making some small changes here. Okay. All right, Crampin. All right, we're all good. Here we go. Thank you for joining me, and I apologize. I was off on my military hours. I should know better. I had it for 1900 hours instead of 1700. So give you a couple seconds. So again, so I'll go back what I was trying to say at the beginning. So I'm streaming today because I put these dice sets out here. So if we do a quick change, let's say we want to go with a 3V set, 3-1, 3-2. Some people ask instead of having a bunch of little cubes out here, so I can easily make an adjustment. So let's say we got 3-1, 3-2. I should be able to see the dice set that I'll be using. So that's kind of what I wanted to share. I wanted to test that animation and practice a bit for May because we're around the corner to go practice and go meet up in Lake Charles. So again, that's kind of one of the things I wanted to share. So hopefully you got your bets in there. We got 6 of you, 7. So I'll give you a little bit of time. You have a 20-second countdown, and I'll throw the first dice set. So we're gonna go with the cross sixes. All right, all in here. We'll actually do a 6-5, 6-5. We go with a 6-5, 6-5. That's the dice set I'll be using. For some reason, my top chat keeps switching back to live chat. So let's do that. 6-5, 6-5. I'm gonna use the 2-finger. See how that goes for me? I've been messing around with this. Just a 2-finger toss. No spin. I'm doing a drop shot right there in the big 6 and 8. That's a 5-6 yo. Come out 5-6 yo. There's a come out 5-6 yo. I was using the 6-5, 6-5. So we got a 5-6 yo. Using the 6-5, 6-5 dice set. I am gonna press it a bit. I am on the horn. Right. Still sticking with a 6-5, 6-5, 2-finger grip. Again, this is just 2 fingers being pinched, grabbing both the dice. What I'm doing. No rotation. You're using a drop shot right there in the big 6 and 8. That's a 1-4-5. 1-4. That's a 5. Horse and buggy. That's a horse and buggy. Bear with me while I enter it into the app. A little bit more of a challenge when I'm doing it by myself. Got a 5 as the point. I'm going 96 across on myself. I'll probably wait a turn or two when there's an actual another shooter or a Randy. All right, I'm going to be getting a countdown. We're looking for a 5. 5 is the point. How you doing, 208? Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm still sticking with the 6-5, 6-5 dice set. 2 fingers, drop shot. That's a 2-2 heart 4, ballerina slippers. That is a 2-2 heart 4. 2-2 heart 4. That's a good hit. Let's see. Hopefully the camera captures. Trying to figure out. Yeah, 2-2 heart 4. I am buying the 4. I am pressing. Sticking with a 6-5, 6-5. Trying to get a little bit of practice. I know a couple other people came by. No matter how much practice, I just can't get enough. I want to make sure that at least have something dialed in for the Lake Charles trip with Texas turnip craps and Texas crap shooters. It looks to be like there'll be maybe at least a couple dozen people out there. Some of them meeting us on Wednesday, Thursday. Some of them trying to show up on a Friday. Oh, didn't enter into the system. Yeah, she goes on there. So hopefully we get to see some of you out there if you happen to be in the area. That's a 1-5 easy 6. That is a 1-5 easy 6. 1-5 easy 6. What I'm trying to do is trying to collect and get out of the hand as soon as possible. And then go, even if I have to regress. That's one of the things I'm trying to learn how to regress a little bit faster as soon as I'm out of the hand and go into be on the house's money. I think we've all been down that road where we have our place bets pressed to where we want and hoping for that one hit. And then we say one more hit, and then nasty red shows up. I'm still sticking with the 6-5, 6-5 dice set. It's a 3-6-9er. That is a 3-6-9er. Let me move these on here. All right. It's time for me to regress and just work on the inside and work my way up and out. Some people like to work their way out, which is okay. So what I'm trying to do again, collect enough money so I'm on the house's money or have a little bit of exposure and work my way up. And hopefully we hit those long rolls. But again, sometimes it's true that scared money doesn't make money. I'd rather be a little bit slow and steady. Now, honestly, sometimes I bet a little bit too heavy whenever I'm on a good roll or I have made up a lot of money with other shooters and bet a little bit too aggressively and give some of it back. But I try to limit myself. So again, trying to get money just enough to cover my place bets, be on the house's money, and then build up and out or up, out, and up. That's a 3-4-7 out. 3-4-7 out. I regress just in time. 3-4-7 out. That was a shorty. Didn't even hit the back wall. 3-4-7 out. It did not hit the back wall. But the casino's going to call that. They're making money on that one. So let's start again. I was in a drop shot going a little bit high. I'm going to try to lower my arm. Just one more time. Let's go with cross sixes. So what I'm going to do this time around is 6-5. Let's go with 6-5. What do you want? 6-5, 6-2, 6-5, 6-3. Any suggestions out there? No suggestions? All right, so let's go with a 6-5, 6-3. If you have any suggestions with dice sets, let me know. 6-5, 6-3 is what we're going to use. 6-5, 6-3. All right. Here we go. Sticking with a 2-finger shot. I'm going to actually throw a little bit lower, try to get them to roll into the back wall. There's a 6-5 yo. There's a come out yo. There's a 6-5 yo. That's a 6-5 yo. It looks very similar to the previous roll. Started with the yo. 6-5 yo, and then I think we established the point as a 5, was it? Yeah, it was a 5. Using the 6-5, 6-3. Going with a 6-5, 6-3. That's a 2-4 easy 6. 2-4 easy 6. 6 is the point. And the other day we did have our special guest, which was Red, Damien, Josh, and Enrique. But the night before that, Lester came by. He's camera shy. I said, "Hey, Lester, you wanna go live?" He said, "I'm a bit camera shy." But he had an amazing roll. I think we were rolling in the 8 point something, 7 out ratio and 7 to roll ratio. And he was missing at the beginning of the night. He was missing the 6s and the 8s for the tall to the small. He said it happens to him often. But one of the things is, what do you normally do when you're at the casino? Because he found us on a cruise trip, or someone suggested, yeah, it was on the cruise trip that we met. He didn't know that we lived together or live in the same city. And he says, well, I just take down my bets and then just keep my pass line, my odds, and that's all I do. And hopefully I start looking for that number that I'm missing, the 8 or the 6. And he bets 25-25 on the ATS. And I said, don't you lay anything? He says, no. What's that? He never lays the place bet, so when he has 25-25 on the ATS. Like a 2-6 easy 8. Hey, Damien, how you doing, bro? We got a 2-6 easy 8. 2-6 easy 8. I was just talking about you, Damien. Damien's got a good shot from stick left. 2-6 easy 8. Damien's got some good shooting techniques from stick left. Yeah, but Lester, we met on a cruise trip and he saw that I was rolling decently, rolling kind of well at times. And we happened just to start chit-chatting, and it says, yeah, we live in the Houston area. And he was having some very good rolls, but he doesn't lay the bet. So for me, I learned from the wiser, older people that shooters, that if you have at least 10-10-10 on the ATS, lay it that missing 6 or 8. Either way, you're going to win. Either way, you're going to collect money. Don't leave money on the table. Don't leave money on the table if you have that kind of money on the ATS. Either way, you can take cash off the table. That's a 167 out. 167 now using the cross sixes. Okay, so I'm getting double pitching from the top and bottom. 167 out. So I'm gonna go with a mutated 7 set. Actually, let me do a par toss. I haven't done a par toss in a while. Par toss, which I'm gonna do, is the 6-5-6-5, which is gonna have to have a backswing 3 fingers, and actually have a backswing. 3 fingers and a backswing. So 167 out. That should help stabilize the dice a little bit more, because I wasn't even giving any rotation. I was doing a drop shot. So 6-5-6-5. I'm gonna go back over here because it tends to mess around with my my app. So again, you can see the dice set 6-5-6-5. Oh, let's give me the wrong 6-5. Go with me. So I mean, a correction I need to make in there, because that 6-5 should not look like that. Should not look like cross sixes. That's kind of the reason why I wanted to pilot something today, because that 6-5 is not correct. The pips on those sixes on that 5 on the right hand side is not correct. So again, that's why I was doing testing things out today. 6-5-6-5. 3-4-7. They rolled off. That is a come out winner. That is a winner. But that's an illustration correction I gotta make, because that 6-5 does not, one of those does not look right. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. All right. So again, 6-5-6-5. And I am going to add more rotation. I want this dice to spin more in the air. As the aces in both places, that's aces. I do bet the horn on myself, and that did make us some money. Got one of the hard ones out of the way. One of the hard ones out of the way. Using the 6-5-6-5 dice set. My apologies that one of the illustrations shows the as a cross sixes on top, which is not true, but I will make that correction later. Spent a lot of the weekend trying to program that. Stayed up to 4 or 5 in the morning the next day trying to get it right. That's a 1-6-7 come out 7. That is another winner. So I do bet the horns. I'm sorry, yeah, the horns and the hedge it with a big red. So I am making money on these few rolls. 1-6-7. So I'm not afraid of getting horns and big reds to come out. Prefer not to, because we lost a good aces right there. That was one of the hard numbers. That's a 3-4-7. 3-4-7. That's another come out winner. We're on our 5th roll and still haven't found a point. but I am making money. I think we probably have knocked a couple of don't players out there with these kind of rolls. Once more on the 6565, and then I'll go with a mutated big red set. Well, you know what? Let's go with a mutated big red set. We got already hit a couple times, so let's go with a 6-5. We're gonna go with 6-5-4-2. This is the dice set I'm gonna use. 6-5-4-2. That's the dice set I'll be using. My apologies. Accidentally clicked on one of the older messages. So again, 6-5-4-2 is the dice set. Same thing, changing nothing, no landing spot. Making a par toss. 1-6-7. 1-6-7. That is another winner. I guess we're getting all the big reds out of our system, right? Maybe it'll lead to something good. And again, you see it live, folks, so I'm not manipulating anything. That's exactly what's landing. That's exactly what's landing. So we look back, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 sevens in the last 6 rolls. 5 sevens in the last big roll. So some of you are on the big red and parlaying it, and that's one way to make some good money. So it's a 5, okay. 6-5-4-2. Six, 5, 4, 2, 4, 6, 10. Finally got a point. 4, 6, 10. Now I'll be honest with you, this is what I would do at the real table. Because I was getting a lot of big reds, I probably will reserve myself of hitting or putting any place bets just one more roll. So I'll be honest with you, this is exactly what I do. Even if I'm shooting, I say, well, I'm getting a bunch of big reds. I'm just going to be reserved. I put odds behind my pass line. I do that. But I am going to be hold back and be reserved for at least one roll. Do not want to be hit with a PSO. Brock, how is it possible? Craps looks so boring watching this. Well, to each his own, right? I'm not gonna say that some people they love golf, watching a lot of men chase a little white ball with a metal stick. I don't like golf, but other people love it. So I can't tell you it is good or bad. It's just up to you what your likes and dislikes are. As a 5-6 yo, 5-6 yo, we've seen those yos before. 5-6 yo. But it's okay if you don't like watching. There's some people that prefer more like being in the action, which is absolutely okay. And there's others that are very passive and they like to actually just observe. They want to be out there making money on somebody else's roll. So let's go at least bet inside. See a horn, bet a horn, right? See a horn, bet a horn. Honestly, like I don't mind actually having somebody else shoot very well. I can better focus on making money that way. I'm not worried about shooting. I don't need to be the knight in shining armor. I just want to be one of those unicorn rolls. That's a 3-3 hard 6. 3-3 hard 6. That's a 3-3 hard 6. Oh, no. It should be 3-3. There we go. So I do not mind being a player at the table when somebody else is shooting. I was fortunate enough in the past 30 days They say craps is way more fun in a casino. Bear with me. Believe sometimes the messages get thrown off. Yep, that is true, Damien. Craps is way more fun in a casino. More expensive too. More expensive too. It's fun when you have good people at the table. I will tell you that it's way more fun when you have good people at the table when you're at craps, because it can be at the casino and you have either shitty dealers and very bad players, drunk people, and that I dislike. I'll rather just take a break, go out, and just not play, not get on the table. So I've had my share of good and bads at the table, whether from the dealers or the pit bosses or boxmen or players. I used to love when the table was packed. Honestly, nowadays I prefer when the table is nearly empty, unless you're going with good people. AC Deucey on the far end. That's ace deuce. That's an ace deuce. That's a horn number. And I'm a fool. I'll admit it. I believe in a hard way after a horn or a horn after a hard way. That's me being foolish. So I'll bet on the horn or press up my hard ways. But that's just me. I'm not saying do it. I'm not sharing a crazy thing I do. 6-5-4-2 is a dice set. Using a par toss, trying to add a little bit more spin, get the dice to rotate a little bit more. That's a 3-6-9er. That's a Nina. That's a Nina down there. It is a Nina. It looks like we're getting close to a couple numbers on the talls. Lady Luck teasing us. We need the 10 and she gave us a 9. Lady Luck teasing us. 6-5-4-2 using a par toss. But honestly, folks, for those of you out there, if you're on the ATSs for a nickel or a dime or a quarter, they may enough fun and stressful depending on how you bankroll is looking. Yeah, bankroll plays a big part in craps. Got to hit the road. We'll log back in when you get home. All right, crapping camper. Safe travels. Get there safe. You have a good drive wherever you're going. As our family says, vaya con Dios. That's the aces in both places. Whoop, whoop. Got aces in both places. I like that. So we'll just stream for an hour, folks. Again, I wanted to test a couple things. Yeah, we're in the middle of the roll at the hour. I'll probably continue it just a little bit until we finish the roll. But I wanted to test a couple of the actual dice set animations that I had on here. I did find one error, I believe from the 6-5 on one of those dice. The illustration wasn't correct. I spent maybe close to, I would say maybe 40 hours programming and creating the graphics. No, probably more closer to 72. Closer to 72 hours. I think went into like 5-6 in the morning the next day trying to get the code right because something was off. Honestly, the code did not work. So I went to sleep, woke up the next day, and I started from scratch. It's all right, let me redo everything again. And sure enough, it got it working, but the illustrations are a little bit off. Looking at lines of code, sometimes it gives me cross-eyed. That's a 2-3-5. Woo woo. 2-3-5. That is a 2-3-5 out there. There you go. All we are is missing is a 4. Now here's the situation, right? If you happen to be the casino, and I'm not saying do this, but if you have a dime on 10, 10, 10 on the, let's say on the smalls, right? $10 on the smalls pays you 300. I prefer the 6 and 8 being the last number missing to try to get that side of the ATS because it pays a whole lot better. But if you have at least $10, you're gonna make 300. If you hit the smalls, you have $10, you're gonna get 300. You can actually lay the 4. Let's say you have to bet double to win half. So unfortunately, if you bet $200, you're only gonna win 100. Or you can try to ride it out and ride or die, right? You only live once and try to make the 300 off the smalls and not lay it. But I would like to lay the 4 for a little bit. Maybe an example, if I want to make $100, I probably have to lay the 4 for 200, which is not a good one. I hate the 4 and 10s, but I'll lay it if I have enough money on it. But lay that 4. If it hits, there's a 300 minus what you lost on the lay bet. If it doesn't hit, you still get your money back that you laid the number, the 4, and then plus see the profit. Maybe enough to cover your place bets. Maybe putting 200 on the lay bet, you're gonna make $100 either way, and you go 96 across. So if you hit the lay, right, you didn't get the big, you got a big red, you get $100, but it covered your place bets for 96 across. It's just something that I do. It doesn't mean that you have to. Just don't leave money on the table. Don't leave money on the table. Other way you're gonna make money. All right, here we go. 6, 5, 4, 2. A little bit further to the right. That's a 1, 5, easy 6. 1, 5, easy 6. 1, 5, easy 6. So we're on the double digits. We made it a little bit past the double digits, so that's good. We made it past double digits, but look how we started. If you look back, we started with the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rolls before we established a number. 5 rolls before we establish a number. I'm using a 6, 5, 4, 2 dice set. If y'all recommend any dice sets you want me to shoot just for shits and giggles, just put the in the chat. Put what dice set you would like me to roll, and I can change it, and then you'll see it on the screen where it says dice set. So I'll adjust it there. But I'm sticking with this dice set for right now. I'm gonna stream for an hour. Hopefully we get close to 75 rolls. We may not make it because I'm a little bit chatty right now. That's an ace deuce on the far end. That is an ace deuce. That's Lady Luck teasing us that we need that 4 and she's giving us an ace deuce. We already had that number. Look at that. Ace deucey. Let's see if we can get a hard 4. That'll be nice. That'll be a nice way to get the smalls. We're on our 15th roll, and again, I will do the stream for an hour. I want to do a little pilot. So close to 6 p.m. Central Time, we'll call it. I wanted to test those those dice sets that show up there, and you see at the lower bottom. So I want to have guests. If you happen to be in the vicinity, in the area, come in. We'll do a live. Get some free practice session. Six, 5, 4, 2. It's a 4, 5 Nina. 4, 5 Nina. That is a 4, 5 Nina. Whoop, whoop. Look at that. Not too bad. But we haven't hit that 8. We haven't hit that 8 yet. See, we get a square pair. 6, 5, 4, 2. 6, 5, 4, 2. I know we got ballerina slippers a while ago. Now I could change the dice set. Just roll them twice to see if I get the smalls. But I'm gonna stick with it. I'm not gonna change anything. I'm stick with the 6-5-4-2. Trying to make money on my place bets. That's a 1-5 easy 6. We've seen that 6 before. That is a 1-5 easy 6. The dice did hit the money, but they did not act funny. That's something I heard from my friend Heavy in Power Access. He says if the dice hit the money, they act funny. Alrighty. Here we go. I'm sticking with the 6-5-4-2. We're on our, this last roll was our 16th roll. Let's see if we can get a 20s. That'd be nice if we can get into 20s. 20 rolls would be nice. Ooh, that was a shorty. 3-4-7. That left eye did not hit the back wall. 3-4-7. 3-4-7 out. Wow, wow. That was not good. That was not good. We never found our 10 once again. Wow, wow. So, but if you laid the 4, hopefully you made money. If you laid that 4, hopefully you laid money on it. So I am gonna go. I like to go 10-10-10. If I feel I'm a little bit dialed in, then probably I'll go like maybe higher than 10-10-10 on my ATSs, but I'll go 10-10-10. And I'll hop the 4s. I'll hop the 4s. Lady Luck has a tendency of giving us a 4 as established point on the next shooter. Have y'all been at the table? Have y'all been at the table and the last number, let's say they're missing an 8, a 9, or yo or something. The kick craps out, the shooter craps out. He doesn't find that missing 8 or the yo, whatever it is, and the next shooter, that number, the first number they establish is going to be that missing number, that 8 or the yo, whatever number was missing. I've seen that a couple times. All right, he's missing a 6. The easiest number you should find, the 6 or 8s, beyond the 7s. Now the next shooter is the first roll is that number that we're looking for. Okay, that was a big red come out. So it is a winner. That is a winner. So for those don't players, ouch. 2-5, come out 7. So I did hop the 4s, but I also backed them up with a big red, just in case. In case it did show up, it cost me money, so I broke even on that one. Actually, I made 15 bucks because I'm doing the pass line as a shooter. Alrighty. 6-5. Let's try something else. Don't pass, inside on. Okay. I would like to get out. Joe Bow's got don't pass, inside on. Actually, I need to get better at my dark side betting. So let's go with 6-5. Because that was a primary hit, right? Because I'm using 6-5-4-2, so that was a primary hit. So the only thing I'm gonna do, because 6-4 was a 10 last time, and I wasn't getting primary hits on the top, and I know I'm not getting those. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna roll the dice, and I'm gonna do a 5-1-2-3. So let me show you what I'm doing. And I'll write this on the log. I'll actually do this in the log. Seeing what dice that I was using. Oh, yeah, 5-1-2-3. That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm shooting. Because we established our point of 10 a while ago. We did establish our point as 10, and we never found that 6-4, so the very top dice never showed up. So 5-1-2-3. I'm not changing anything. No landing spot. Not the behavior. It's just the dice that I rolled over. AC Doocy. That's ace deuce. That is ace deuce. Now for me, it is a winner because I have a $10 Fahrenheit ace deuce on myself. So I do make money on that one. I may lose the pass line, but even the way that I bet, I still made $26. And I probably would have made more if I didn't have my big red at 13 bucks. But I did make money on that. That's 5-1, 2-3. So we can get another ace deuce. So we get another ace deuce. 5-1, 2-3. That's a 3-3 hard 6. That's a 3-3 hard 6. 6 is the point. 6 is our point. There we go. Let's see if we can get a couple double-digit rolls. JB, I know, made some money. He was on the dark side, so he made money on that on the don't pass bar. He made money on the don't pass bar. Now that 4 has been elusive for me. I haven't found that 4. Have I hit a 4? Yes, I've hit 1 4. I think it was a hard 4, but it was a while ago. So I'm using the 5-1, 2-3. Hit the same spot. 4-5-9er. 4-5-9er. So the reason I'm using this die set is because I remember the die set I have on top from how I start. If I'm not seeing that die set, again, it was a 6-4, I think, what I was shooting. And I think I only found it when I was established the point, but I never found that 6-4 again. So I know if I put a big red on top, I'm not getting it. If I couldn't get the 6-4 again, I'm probably not going to get the big red again, whatever's on top. So that's the reason I made that modification. Just for you out there saying, well, why in the heck did you change it? Hello, Rocks. Welcome, Rocks. Welcome, welcome. Yes, JB, I do right now. These are fabricated by Huxley. I actually I had to get a license from them because they fabricated them for the casino, so it wasn't easy. But after I established my license, they were able to give me or fabricate for me ABCDice, and they're fabricated by them, so I know they're mic'd to the precise size, and that's the reason here that I use that handicap. Same fabricator, same size, and what I do is I have 2 different colored dice, so I know how the dice are behaving. At the real casino, it's a little bit harder because they're the same color or poor lighting. But here I can try to help myself. That's a 1-3-4. Look at that. That missing 4 finally showed up. 1-3-4. So that is why I have different colored dice. I tried it using the Amazon dice, but honestly, they're even though they may have the same serial number and maybe come in the same bag, they're different colors. They actually have different sizes. If you practice enough with dice, you can feel that the sizes are not right. They're off by just maybe fractions of a millimeter, but you can still feel the difference. And it's not with Huxley. Huxley, they fabricate them for the casinos, and they fabricate them for ABCDice. So that's the reason I use different colored dice to help me out. 5-1, 2-3. At the real casino, what I try to do is try to chase one die. If I can chase it with my eyes, sometimes I can figure out what one dice is doing. But I do take logs. So again, I'll share with some of you. Let me just get in here. This is a log. Hopefully the camera can pick it up. Let's see. I sell blogs also. I sell the books, but again, I got them printed by press, and I take that to every single trip I go to. I document everybody's log. Oof, a 1-6-7 out. 1-6-7 out. It looked pretty, but it gave me bad results. Wah, wah. Only got me to 6 rolls. That sucks. That sucked. Only 6 rolls. That's not good. That's not good. I mean, you can make some money off of it. You could make some money off of it. And last time I stopped this yo, I'm gonna put a nickel yo just for shits and giggles. That also got an ace deuce. All right, it's a come out roll. It's a come out roll. Hit that like. Thank you, JB. Yes, please subscribe. Hit that like button. So let me see. It was a 1-6. Let's go with an all 7 set. I'm gonna shoot an all 7 set. Try to get the dice to maybe rotate once, just one slow rotation. And I'm gonna try to hit right here. See what happens. Low trajectory. It's not a drop shot. It's a 4-5 Nina. Our point is 9. 4-5 Nina. Those dice wrapped all the way around the table, so I have to walk around and pick those up. I'm not trying to release the dice even to the table. I'm trying to release much lower than that. Much, much lower than that's what I'm trying to do. Let me change the dice set because on there it's not showing what I'm shooting. I'm shooting a 6, 5, 1, 2. That's the dice that I'm using. How you doing, Waylon? What's up, bro? Hopefully trying to prepare for the Lake Charles trip. The Carnival Cruise Line did very well for us. That's a 4-5-9er. That is a sniped it. Look at that. That is a winner chicken dinner. That is a winner chicken dinner. Honestly, I don't remember what color dice if the 5 was the last roll because I don't remember the colors right now. I'm not trying to memorize them. I don't know if it was the same exact combination of 5 red and 4 blue. But it was a 9. It was a 5-4. I'm not sure in what order. I'm not sure in what order. So JB, I know you were playing a little bit on the dark side. Ouch. Just had a 32 roll in Biloxi with a 3V set. Ooh, Waylon. Waylon, come play here in Lake Charles so I can go over there. Biloxi is a little bit far away from me. Very nice. And I was fortunate enough to be the reason I was telling you it went very well for me on the Carnival cruise trip. I did the 4-day cruise out of Galveston. I like the short ones because it's Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And you're back by Monday morning, so you can go to work. And there was a gentleman, Isaac, that hit 69 rolls. 69 rolls. That's a 1-5 easy 6. That is a 1-5 easy 6. 6 is the point. I've never had 69 rolls. I've been in the 50s. I've been in the mid 50s. That's my biggest roll, but not 69. He made me go to the second row in my logbook. He filled up one row and almost filled up the second row. He hit the ATSs, the tall twice, and the small twice, and reset. He reset in between there also. So it was nice being on somebody else's roll. Unfortunately, a lot of the players were taking up space, and they didn't collect that money. I mean, they were taking up space in the actual table, but they didn't even have place bets, and they were there from the very beginning. It's not like the table was empty and this guy was in a hot roll. These players were there in on taking space on the table from the beginning of this roll, and they didn't even have place bets. It was just sad. But I used to be one of those. And I wished it been on that table. And I think somebody else would have collected way more. I needed a trade to go out, so I had many thousand. But if someone else bet more aggressively than I had, they would have cleared out way more than 10K. That's a 1-3-4. What's a 1-3-4 in the far end? Yeah, but that's been on the longest roll I've been with somebody else shooting. He was shooting straight out. That's been on the longest roll I've been on. Somebody else has been shooting. Feel free to take your time. You got a 20-second countdown, so feel free to take your time. And I regressed. I remember, I think after he hit the ATS, I regressed to 96 across because I already made money, and then I regressed to 96 across after he hit the ATS because he hit the talls and the reset and then hit the smalls and then the ATS. I mean, he did it a couple times. The dealers were on the ATSs also. And even after I regressed to 96 across, I collected and still left over $1,000 on the table. 65-1-2. 6-5-1-2. There's a 2-4 easy 6. 2-4 easy 6. That is a winner chicken dinner. 2-4 easy 6. That is our point. That is our point. There we go. So it's come out roll. Bet accordingly. For those of you on the dark side, ouch. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Yeah, I believe on the 69 rollers, I know the shooter made money. One other we were on the left side. The shooter, I made money, and somebody else. But the table was full, and man, it was just sad. But I've been there. I've been there where I had poor betting strategies. Luckily, there's a couple of folks out there that are very good with betting strategies. I know Heavy's one of them, and you got Crapmaster Joe. Got a couple out there. Wonderful gentlemen. Watch their channels. That's a puppy paws. That is a 5-5 part 10. That is our point. 5-5 part 10. That is our point. That is our point. So I'm betting similarly to I do at the real tables. So I'm not betting as aggressively as I would like to. Puppy paws are point. I'm being a little bit more mindful of my money. A little bit more mindful. Puppy paws. But again, if you happen to be in the area, again, T-Tuck, Texas Crap Shooters, ABCDice, we'll be having a meetup on May 28, 29, and 30 in Lake Charles. No specific casino because I think we're gonna meet up and then just go to hop around. Casinos would be the Horseshoe, the LaBerge, or the Golden Nugget. Actually, I'm starting to like the Golden Nugget a little bit more. It's been a little bit more kind to me. Not as much as the comps, but as the actual tables. I've been able to dial those tables a little bit faster than the LaBerge. Oh, it was kind of dark. The darkness, the Golden Nugget, the darkness is the lighting is not as bright, at least in my opinion. Others may see it okay. As a 2-3-5er, that is a Michael Jordan on the far end. MJ. We got MJ over here. 2-3. All right. We got over that critical hump. We got over that seventh roll. We got over that seventh roll. I was at the Golden Nugget in Biloxi years ago, and the guys had 2 hour roll. I don't know how many rolls I actually was, but he hit the 16 4 and 10s. Me and Dad color up really good. Oof. I bet you did. I mean, if you have on those nice rolls where you don't have to focus on shooting, you can make some very good money. And having those memories, because I had memories with some good friends out there that, hey, remember we were betting like this, and remember we parlayed that. Like Damien said, the experience in the real table is a whole lot different than online. Online, I use it to practice, whether I watch someone else or I'm shooting here and streaming. But the in-person experience is just wonderful. It just sucks when you leave a lot of the money behind because you were too hyped up. There's a 2-6 easy 8, 2-6 easy 8. Another good hit. I try to give myself an allowance. If I'm up on that day, I'll give myself an allowance of, you know what, Vince, here's $300. Here's $500. Play with that whatever way you want to. You want to go heavy on inside numbers, bet something on the horns, whatever it is, but that's the allowance I have, so I don't give a lot of it back. Because I've been in situations where it was so beautiful that I had several thousand up, and by the time I looked at it at the end of the night, it's like a lot of it was left back, or that all that and then some. So again, you have to practice good money management. Good money management is very important. I think one of my first private courses or training was with Heavy, and he is a wonderful guy. Power Access Craps, go and sign up to the seminars. He's like, look, you don't have to be a great shooter, but know how to move your money, whether it be good or bad, cold or dark. I mean, you're getting numbers. Learn how to manage that money, how to make good bets. That's a 2-5-7 out. Oof, 2-5-7 out. I did regress. I got 9 rolls out of that. I mean, we're still getting something in there, but we did not make it a double digits. 2-5-7 out. But it was a primary hit. It was a primary hit. So I'm gonna go with the mutated 7 set. 10-10-10. We're at I think it's there. Okay, we'll do one more shooter, and that'll be it for tonight, folks. I appreciate it. Again, I wanted to test the dice set combinations, so I'm gonna show you what I'm gonna do now. 6-5, 1-2. I'm gonna go 6-5, 1-4. Just to wrap things up. 6-5, 1-4. That'll be the last shooter for tonight. I appreciate for all of y'all that participated. Thanks, Rocks. So 6-5-1-4 is the dice set, is the last roll for tonight. So get your bets in there. Again, I wanted to test a couple things. If you see down there, this is what I want to test. I spent probably close to 72 hours. I know I said 40 something, but I was close to 72 hours doing the graphics and the programming to try to get that to show up. I found one of the bugs, one of the illustrations is incorrect, but that's what I spent a lot of the weekend at and some schoolwork. Trying to hit the same spot. 2-3-5, 2-3-5. 5 is the point. 5 is the point. So we haven't been rolling too bad. I mean, we've been rolling okay. Not amazing. We had one decent roll out of it. So let's see. Our leaderboard right now, we have Chew My Fat at 1793. We got the Bears at 1291. Blue Jay Way Kevin at 1223. Call Me Day at 1000. Captain Kirk at 999. Mount Dora, Florida Craps at 979. Present Play at 959. Rocks Vegas at 664. 208 Craps at 583. Damn Gamblers, 183. So we got a lot of out there. Wattage, Rich Play. So we got a lot of them. We got 16 of you in the green. 16 of you in the green. So again, unfortunately, I haven't set up to where I can show you what the actual leaderboard is on the app, but I am working on that. I am working on that. So again, bet accordingly will be the last roll. Thank you, Rox. It'll be our last roll for tonight. So some of you, I know you like to empty out your racks. It's up to you how you want to do it. So I'm going with a 6514 dice set. Not changing anything. Same dice, same grip, same landing spot. I'm just changing the dice set. I try to make one change at a time. That way I know if something failed, I just roll it back, whatever the change I did. There's a 4-5 Nina. That is a 4-5 Nina on the far end. At least for me, if you got rocks, go big, yeah, go big or go home. Yeah, I've been down that path where go big or go home. It's helped. It's worked a couple of times, but it's also bit me in the butt. So I might as well let it ride. Alrighty. Let me do a. There we go. 6514. Hopefully we get into double-digit rolls. Well, a little bit higher than I wanted to. 3-3 hard 6 on the far end. That is a 3-3 hard 6. That is a good hit. 3-3 hard 6. Oh, trying to reach out for those dice. 3-3 hard 6. All right, I had a hard way in there, so I am parlaying most of it. 6514 dice set. The reason I say I like to make one change at a time, because when I make two changes, I let my grip, my toss, my landing spot, and all these other things and the dice set. I don't know what worked or which of all the different changes gave me the bad results. So that's why I like to do one change at a time. And if it works, great. And if it doesn't, I roll it back and try something else. Oh, shorty. Ace deuce on the far end. That is an ace deuce. That played into my crazy ass foolish belief. And if it is foolish, it's mine. That after a hard way is a horn, or after a horn is a hard way. Our big friend Heavy in Power Access, he says stay away from the sucker bets. Stay away from those sucker bets down the center. They pay very well, but yeah, they can slowly bleed you of your good hard-earned money. Okay. 6541 is the dice set. 6541 is the dice set. That's a 5-6 yo. That's another horn. That's another horn. I did parlay my first horn hit, so that paid decently. 5-6 yo. I'll press it just a little bit and collect some of those profits from hitting the horn, the second horn. Oh, well, some of you are gonna parlay it. That's only worked for me less than a handful of times, maybe once or twice. Parlay, and it wasn't another shooter. 6541. Most of the times when I parlayed it, maybe the second one worked, but the third one did not. So, but it's nice when it does work because you collect so well. a little bit further. That's a 4-5 Nina. That is a 4-5 Nina. I almost had the yo, but I'll take that 9. I'll take that 9. All right, 6-5-4-1 is the dice set. Oh, I'm sorry, no, 6-5-1-4. 6-5-1-4. I'm sorry. Did I shoot 6-5-4-1? I think I may have. Honestly, I don't remember, but 6-5-1-4 is what I'm shooting now. That's a 1-3-4. I heard the dice kiss, so I had to look over on the table, but it's a 1-3-4. It is a 1-3-4. Alrighty. So we're missing Mr. for the smalls. I tend to believe Lady Luck's gonna give me another ace deuce because she knows I'm looking. She'll give me a midnight or an ace deuce because she knows I was looking for that aces, the snake eyes. Lady Luck can be a tease at times. Okay, 65-14 is the dice that we're using. Oof. That's a 3-5 easy 8. 3-5 easy 8. Those dice sounded funky. They sound pooh. It was not a click, it was a weird sound it made. I guess it must have hit right near the bottom. All right, 3-5 easy 8. Get your bets in on there. Get your bets in there. Get your bets in there. Get your bets in there. So here we go. Got a 6-5-1-4. 6-5-1-4. Here we go. Here we go. We're looking for the elusive snake eyes for the smalls. That's a 6-5 yo. We've seen that yo before. We already had that one. We already had that one. For those horn bet winners, that was a good hit. For those horn bet winners or betters, that was a good hit for them. Last time we were getting a couple 6-4s, only one hard 10. There we go. Still looking for a point. Our point is 5. We're shooting 6-5-1-4. 6-5-1-4. We made it into double digits. Oof, that was a shorty. That's a 1-5 easy 6. Sorry, Pitball. Sorry, Boxman. Sorry, Stickman. My apologies. I was not trying to avoid the wall. They just behave that way. So I'll get ahead of it. Apologize. I'll get ahead of it and apologize. Bear with me, folks, because for some reason the app, when I changed, see, I wish I was a golden nugget in Biloxi 2 years ago and a guy had 2-hour roll. All right, sorry. Looking at the messages. One bug I didn't notice on my program is that it resets the chat from live chat to top chat. So there's some kind of conflict error on there. Not sure why. So I have to go back and reset it. 6-5-1-4. We're still looking for snake eyes or a 10. Snake eyes or a 10. Or in the midnight, right? And we're getting decent rolls. Not too bad. Aces in both places. We got the small. Whoop whoop. We got the smalls, ladies and gents. We got these smalls. Look at that. We got smalls. Yeah, boy. We got it. We got the smalls. Cowbell. Moo. So honestly, what I do at this time, I'm not saying you should do it, but this is what I do. If I hit the smalls or the talls, there is a pause in there between all these they're paying out and stuff like that. I try to just watch that they pay me well and kind of not high five people. I'm sorry, it's not what I do. I kind of fist pump because I've done it before to where I'm out here high fiving, and by the time I actually start to shoot the dice, grab the dice again, my hand are tingly. My hand is tingly. That sensation of like just everybody high five you. I enjoy the moment. I just try to kind of more of a fist pump. So that's what I do, and then try to practice my breathing exercises so I can get my heart rate back down because I'm all hyped up and and fist pumping and collecting money. But then I try to focus in, listen to a song, listen to something. So I like to listen to the music when they got good music in the casino and try to just help myself get back to normal, my heart rate and all the excitement. I do enjoy it, but I try to be more careful. There's a 1-5 easy 6. That is a 1-5 easy 6 on the far end. And like I said, like we were gonna roll just for maybe an hour, but I am in the middle of a roll. I will not stop the feed. I promise you that if we're in the middle of a roll, we're just gonna continue, keep going, keep going. I wanted to set some animations, some graphics, and it seems that they're okay. Most of it, a couple bugs, but I won't know what kind of bugs unless I actually broadcast live and see if there's any programming issues, which I do see one of them. 6-5, 1-4, 6-5, 1-4. So a lot of you should be in the green. A lot of you should be in the green. I know we probably heard a couple of don't players. That's a 2-2 hard 4 ballerina slippers 2-2. That's a 2-2 hard 4. Look at that. Look at that. That is good. Alrighty. We're not doing too bad. We're on our 14th roll. We are on our 14th roll. That's 1-4. 6-5. 1-4 is the dice set. And the reason we did this is because we were getting a primary hit on one of the dice. I think the front and back. But we were never landing the same dice on the top. The way we started on the top dice, we were never getting at. So that's why I went with this set. Ooh, for the shorty. Sorry, pit boss. Sorry, pit boss. That's a 4-6 easy 10. That is a 4-6 easy 10. I'm not gonna. I ain't gonna. I am gonna buy that 10, but just for a quarter. And I'm throwing either $10 horn high aces. You know what? A nickel horn high ace and a nickel horn high yo. Lady Luck will tease us, give us a yo because we're looking for a midnight, or she will tease us and give us an aces because we wanted midnight. That's my crazy train of thought. All right. This is roll number 1-5. This is roll number 1-5 for this shooter. 6-5. 1-4 is the dice set I'm shooting with. 6514. It's a 1-5 easy 6. 1-5 easy 6. 1-5 easy 6. We're on. This shooter's not that bad. This shooter's not that bad. I'm happy with 16 rolls. I really like it when it goes a whole lot higher than that, but 18 rolls is good. 18 rolls is good. 6514 die set. It's a 3-5 easy 8. There's a 3-5 easy 8. 3-5 easy 8. We're still missing that elusive midnight. We're still missing that elusive midnight. Bear with me, my security system is going off, telling me I'm in the studio. Hopefully, Crapsee, everything stayed in place. Yep, it did. 6514. We're looking for midnight to hit the ATS. But again, I'm not focusing on getting the midnight or chasing it. I'm more on hoping that we can press our place bets and make money there. If the midnight shows up, it shows up. Oof, that was a 6-1 7 out. That was going to be a 5-1, but it was a 6-5. It rolled back. That's it. That was, but it wasn't with a bad roll. It was 17 rolls, and I think we got 17 rolls on the last long roll. I think it was something like that. So it was 17 rolls in 6 shooters. 7 out ratio is at 7.0. 7 to roll ratio is 5.36. That's kind of bad. But it was 6 shooters, 59 rolls, very close to 75. So hopefully y'all made some money out there. It was fun. Cramping camper. Oh my man, we just finished my last roll for tonight. It was fun. Thanks. I appreciate it. Give a thumbs up, subscribe, please. And if you see us out there in the casinos, we'll be in May. May 28, 29, 30 in Lake Charles. I may stay till the 30th. I know I'll be there 30th in the morning. I'm not sure we'll stay late in the evening, but feel free to come by and join. The actual, let's see our ranks. We got Rocks Vegas at 37.83, Captain Kirk at 34.79, the Bears at 32.62, Mount Dora, Florida Craps at 3,000, Chew My Fat at 27.45, Blue Jay Way, Kevin at 2,046. We got Set Troy Jolie, 1501, 208 Craps, 1276. Preston Blay at 1214. Call My Day at 1,000. Jay Rolla at 459. Fish Pig at 449. I myself, ABCDice at 225. Matt Dog at 221. Wattage 210. Trash Daddy 177. Frank 173. Red Eye 170. We keep going, keep going. So we have 24 players that finished in the green. So again, thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you. Have a great evening. I hope to see y'all. If you see me out there, feel free to stop by, say hi. Hopefully we can get some time on the table together. Again, take care, be safe, have fun, and make sure you have proper betting management. Don't lose the whole house in the kitchen at craps. Have fun though, but be safe. Love you. Take care. Goodbye. ABCDice signing out.